Your dog does not think you're the alpha. I need you to actually sit with that for a second, because if you grew up watching dog training shows, you were taught that your dog is constantly trying to figure out the pack order, and that if you're not careful, they'll try to dominate you. That theory is dead. Researchers killed it years ago. But here's what's wild. They didn't just disprove it and move on. They put dogs in actual MRI machines, scanned their brains while they looked at their owners, and found something nobody expected. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your dog's brain is doing when it looks at you, and it's going to change how you think about every interaction you have with them. Here's the problem. Most dog owners are still training based on a theory that's been retired. You correct your dog harder because you think you need to establish leadership. You feel guilty for letting them on the couch because someone told you it'll make them think they're above you in the hierarchy. You see a behavior issue and your first instinct is, I need to be more dominant. And it's not your fault. This stuff is everywhere. It's in old books, it's in TV shows, it's in advice from well-meaning relatives. But if the actual science says your dog isn't wired to think in terms of pack leadership at all, then every time you train with that mindset, you're not building a better relationship. You're working against the actual wiring of your dog's brain. So let's fix that right now with actual research, not opinions. Step 1. When your dog looks into your eyes, not glances, actually holds eye contact, something measurable happens in both of your bodies. Researchers found that mutual gazing between dogs and their owners triggers a rise in oxytocin. That's the same hormone responsible for the bond between a mother and a newborn. It's sometimes called the bonding hormone, and it goes up in both of you during eye contact. Here's the part that should stop you in your tracks. When researchers tested this with wolves raised by humans from birth, the effect barely showed up. This loop isn't just any animal that lives with humans. It looks like something dogs specifically evolved toward us. So that intense stare your dog gives you across the room, that's not a power move. That might be one of the most literal bonding behaviors in the animal kingdom. Step 2. Researchers borrowed a test originally designed to study human toddlers and their mothers, called an attachment test, and ran it on dogs and their owners. Here's how it works. You put a dog in an unfamiliar room. When the owner is present, the dog explores confidently, checks things out, comes back to check in, then explores again. When the owner leaves the room, the dog shows clear signs of stress. And when the owner comes back, there's a distinct, recognizable reunion behavior. This is textbook secure attachment, the same pattern you'd see in a 1-year-old child with their parent. That means behaviorally, your dog isn't treating you like the boss of a pack. They're treating you like a parent figure, which, by the way, is exactly why separation anxiety happens. It's not bad behavior. Step 3, and this is the one that actually surprised the researchers themselves. Scientists trained dogs to lie completely still, awake, inside real MRI machines. No sedation. Then they tested which sense activated the reward centers of the dog's brain the most. Not toys, not strangers, not even other dogs they lived with. In study after study, the owner's scent triggered the strongest activation in the reward center of the brain. In some dogs, even stronger than food. Think about what that actually means. Your presence isn't just associated with good things like meals and walks. Your identity itself, your literal scent, is processed by your dog's brain as one of the most rewarding things in their entire world. That's not a hierarchy. That's not leadership. That's closer to how a human brain responds to someone they love. Step 4, because none of this matters if you can't use it. If your dog isn't wired to respect dominance, then harsh corrections aren't building respect. They're just damaging the one thing the research says actually matters, the bond. So here's what to do instead. Build the eye contact loop on purpose. Calm, relaxed eye contact during good moments, not just commands. Be consistent so you stay the secure base they check in with. And understand that your presence alone is doing more emotional work for your dog than you probably realized. You don't need to be the alpha. The research says you're already something more important than that. If this changed how you think about your dog, hit subscribe This channel is all about replacing outdated dog myths with what the actual research says. And if you want to see exactly how this bond explains and fixes separation anxiety, I've got a full breakdown right here. Click it. I'll see you in that one. Drop a comment. Did dominance training ever backfire on you? I read every one.